I'm not even laughing at you and your haze.
I am.
I'm laughing at
Hey, boom, boo doo,
at Lily.
don't.
And I was laughing at
Hey,
Lily because she was looking at me like, this ain't no game.
I don't play no games here, man.
Why you trying to play games with me?
I don't know. You tripping, Charlie?
I'm like, I'm not playing at all,
That's
ma'am.
excuse me, ma'am,
Sweetheart.
darling. That ain't. I ain't never gonna listen to that. That was
Good
so funny.
morning,
Good
Sharon.
morning, Sharon.
Happy Saturday.
Right.
I forgot
Welcome.
to put on my watch
Look,
before I went to the store.
welcome to another episode of the Love Brew podcast. I'm your host, Tommy T,
My name is
and
Artika.
that is Artika, my wife. And we have been married for
First off, the fact that you go around how long we've been married,
9 years now.
we haven't been married for 9 years
It's
yet.
almost 9 years.
Okay.
It's close to it. Like the crazy part is, I brought that up. Morning, cousin. The
Morning,
reason
cousin.
reason I brought that up is because I couldn't remember how long we've been married like a week ago. Cause
So
I was like, yeah, we've been married 10 years. Wait, we haven't been married 10 years.
we got a little while before 10.
Yeah, it's like, dog, we just got married.
Can you give me a minute? Okay.
What she want you to do?
I make her some hot chocolate.
Oh, kids know how to ruin a good time, don't you? That looks so dark over here, man.
I don't know. You need to angle your light directly on
Yeah,
you.
let me fix my light, man. 'Cause, it look dark, don't it?
Okay. I don't know what's going on with that.
What?
We missed y'all last week. Um, we went to Chattanooga to we're not calling it a funeral, right? The celebration of life for Tommy's dad was last weekend. Our intention leading up to it was to still go live that morning. But look, as we have on several other funeral mornings, because we did the morning of my granddad and the morning of my uncle. But we had a lot going on. I had my mom flew in and met us there, and she had me on errands. I don't even think we made it back to our hotel room. I think we had like an hour and 10 minutes to get 5 people ready after all of our errands. So we was just out here in these Chattanooga and North Georgia streets. My mom had us at Costco, at the mall. I don't even know what all Tommy did. We did have breakfast that morning. If y'all have a First Watch near y'all, that's a good breakfast if you've never been. I'm not sure where all they are. I know they're in Chattanooga and in Georgia because we've been in both of those places. Um, you're making her hot chocolate? Okay. Um, good morning, High Vibe, and good morning, Lillian's Garden. Um, when Tommy gets back, I'm gonna actually talk about the celebration of life because that was an interesting time to say the least. Because my husband don't know how to act. Their pancakes really are good, High Vibe. I get the pancakes every time. Tommy normally doesn't. But I really like their selection of like natural, or I found out they're not quite fully natural, but they're juices. I love their morning meditation, and we had a cocktail somewhere. I can't remember where we were.
Ain't the morning meditation a cocktail?
No, the morning meditation is not a cocktail. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. It's just juice. Um, a little turmeric, I think, is in there. But I had a cocktail at a hotel once that tasted just like the morning meditation. And I was like, I just need them to throw a little vodka or something up in there and I have a good time. But yes, my mom definitely had us running around. Like we were at jewelry stores, JC Penney, Costco. We was just doing a lot. I
Yeah.
get a blueberry pancake, and my husband loves their $1,000,000 bacon. Look at you, husband. But yeah, you back? Welcome.
I do. Thank you. I appreciate it. Daddy
Uh,
duties. Good morning, Miss Tim. Good morning, everybody.
so celebration of life.
So
We had a program. That's all I'm gonna
yeah,
start out
we
by
had we
saying.
definitely had a program. So good morning, D. Uh we get first off, don't sit next to me during the funeral
Nope.
because I can't keep it together.
Mm-mm. And I had to because I'm his wife.
Right. You doing the thing that you needed to do. So we're in the thing in the funeral, and everybody comes up to speak.
We had a program.
There was a program, and people were on the program to speak.
There were what, 4
It was
people?
4 guys that went to school with my dad, and one of them was my uncle. Um, and they got up to speak. Two Between 2 and 3, a guy just randomly walks in. So from my perspective, because I was sitting in the front, right there in the front. And so from my perspective, I turn around, it's just a guy walking down the aisle. And I'm like, did he come from outside?
And we knew that he was not one of the 4 people. I didn't know the 4 people, but my husband, my sister-in-law, and my mother-in-law, and my uncle,
Yeah.
they knew these 4 people
Right, right.
because Uncle Dion went to school with all of them, as did your mama,
Yeah.
and they was your daddy friends, so that's why you and your
Right.
sister knew.
Exactly. So this random guy comes down and he pauses. We are in the middle of the funeral.
Middle.
Dead smack between 2 and 3 speakers.
Because 3 and 4 got up collectively.
Yeah. So we I'm sitting there like, who is this? Um and so RT like put her hand on my knee, like, just chill.
Because Tommy, he didn't think, who is this? He says that out loud. Loud enough for at least the first 3 pews to hear.
Cause I wanted to know like, bro, you interrupting so he comes down, stop. It's 3 pictures of my dad up. He stops and looks at the pictures as if we're not doing something.
These are what were they? 18 by
24.
24 size photos. So it's 3 pictures we got up front with an urn.
Yeah. So
and some flowers.
This man come up there looking at the picture and he started to cry.
He just stopped. I felt like he grabbed one of the photos.
I don't know if
and then did a big like, let's get it together. Sir, who are you?
So he comes, he looks at the picture, he cries, he pauses. It had to be like 2 or 3 minutes has gone by with nothing, like didn't say anything to anybody, just literally went up there and looked at the pictures and did every emotion he could think of. And he think about Coming to America. Hold on. Think about Coming to America and what's his name? Sexy Chocolate, everybody. How he came out and then turned around. That's how it was in my head. In my head, he came, turned around. He had his Bible in his hand, so he turns around and says, "Hey, everybody, I'm Ricky Johnson."
So,
how we gonna pay this man to be here?
Tommy is up here. Thomas, who is this? We didn't know it, but we found out later on from 2 of our friends that attended that the people that was supposed to go last, number 3 and number 4 on the program, was sitting in front of them and was like, what is he doing? Like, they having the whole conversation like, he ain't on the program, his name is not right here. So there's random bouts of this throughout
you talking
of people saying he ain't supposed to be up here right now.
All I'm saying is this man turns around Hey everybody, I'm Ricky Johnson. I would never forget his name, his face,
I keep making
or
up his name because I'm
anything.
like, his name ain't Ricky. It can't
No,
be
it
Ricky.
is Ricky Johnson, and I know Ricky Johnson played at Alabama.
We do know,
I
and he
don't
hurt
know.
his shoulder.
I don't know if it's the if it's Roll Tide Alabama,
I
but
don't
it
know either.
was he did play at Alabama and hurt his shoulder. Had reconstructive surgery.
Because he said all of this during his spiel.
What else? He said something about his mama had a camper,
Mm-hmm.
and they
And she
used to
used to, they used to
they
ride
used to
in it.
ride in the camper. Uh, Ricky Johnson just was a funny guy.
He was, and he wasn't trying to be
He was
funny.
being he read some scripture.
I don't remember what
I
he
don't
read
remember the scripture he read
because I was still baffled by Ricky's
right
presence.
by the time he turned around, I was sitting up there like, you've already been up here your 2 minutes, man. Man, but it's fun. I always try to find the funny in everything, man. But that was hilarious. Not at the time. I had to let it go down and read and digest it a little bit and then come back up and like, okay, that was funny. But man, the way this man turned around, hey everybody, I'm Ricky Johnson. I heard that like the funniest part to me about that whole thing was how many times I was people said, you don't remember me, do you? Absolutely not, man. I might have seen you one time when I was 8. I
And I
am
think I
38
I
now.
met two people that I've met before.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure I introduced you to somebody you met before.
um, I don't remember which, and I still don't remember which ones I met, but I know I met Lester
Yeah.
when Mike died.
Yeah.
Mike is Tommy's cousin that hung out with his dad all the time
Yeah.
growing up. So I know he met me then, and he wanted to re-meet me.
Yeah.
And my kids was just looking at people like, who is this?
Yeah. I gotta turn that auto thing off, but we'll fix
Okay.
that. Um
Did any yes. So everybody that got up that wasn't that was in the 2 minutes, please, they stuck to their
Did
time
they?
frame. Yeah, nobody was up there excessively long.
Yeah.
Um we did have a couple people because Tommy's parents, they went to high school together and graduated together.
Yeah.
Um the funeral home director, when they closed out everything, she also shared a story
Mm-hmm.
because she went to high school with them. And his uncle, one of his other uncles, did the prayer at the end, and
Yeah.
he also went to school with them. So it was a lot of personal stories scattered throughout.
Yeah.
But they did stick to the 2 minutes, except for Ricky Johnson. Ricky just
Ricky said, "This is my time to shine. I
Ricky
gotta
was
say something."
Ricky was like, I knew him. Sorry, I won't meet my wife. She's at home today.
He did say that.
He did. I
He
know.
did.
We know a lot about Ricky from his time up there.
From his 5 minutes up there.
And he did not tell us he wouldn't be before us long because he knew that was gonna be a
Man,
lie.
that was so funny to me though, man. Because he came out of to me, he came out of nowhere.
He was in there sitting down.
He had his tracksuit on,
He did with his
Bible,
Nikes,
Bible in hand.
and he was ready.
Hey everybody, I'm Ricky Johnson. You may or may not remember me.
uh the person that I don't know what his title was. It's the obituary over here.
Nah, it's on my desk.
I don't know what the guy's title was.
Billy Darden. He was the he was supposed to say the welcome, but he ended up being the
MC.
The MC.
Okay, so he was welcoming everybody in, but he MC'd this thing.
Yeah.
And he stopped and said Mike Nim. It gonna come up. I was like, not Mike Nim.
I loved it, man. I loved it when he said that Mike Nim gonna come up.
But he was the perfect person. And Tommy's dad, while being a man of very few words, was a very silly man. So I felt like this whole ordeal definitely fit his personality. Like I felt like it was a perfect day to celebrate his life and legacy. Right. Because
Man, the
he would
stories
have also been sitting there like
he wouldn't have laughed there.
he would have laughed after it.
He would have definitely laughed
We,
afterward.
me and him would have had to talk about
Oh
Ricky.
man, we know me too. I was it's funny because I'm more of the serious person
Are you?
when it comes to like certain things with me and my dad. Like if it was come to a car, I'ma stand back like a female in need, hands on my hip
A
and
woman in
everything. You
distress.
right? You need some water, sir. I can go get you some water, but just pure conversation. Yeah, I'm in that thing, man. Damn, I miss my daddy, man.
Man, he would have been mad at me. I'm happy he never had to fix something because I would have been like, "What you doing?"
Right, he done told you.
I know when
And
they
then,
he don't be talking loud enough for me.
right, and then he would eventually be like, "Go sit down," because now you bothering him. Don't
Mm.
start bothering my dad when he fixing on a car. Anyway, that
That
that jump was funny.
Ricky Johnson highlight of the day.
Yeah, Ricky Johnson. Shout out to him, man. He was the highlight of the funeral. Let's see what else happened. Oh, we had a water main break. I wish we would. I didn't upload a video, but I will. Um,
If you go to my Instagram page and scroll to like the last two photos of my last post, you'll see the water like bubbling out of the
yeah,
yard.
life of a homeowner, man. So this was interesting. So oh, it was. I really enjoyed it. Like I had friends come up from school that I didn't know was coming. Family members I hadn't seen in a
Lily
while.
wants me to say that it flooded.
Oh,
She
okay.
said and flooding. So that good? Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm that person. Who is this?
Loudly.
Yeah, like I wanted them to hear it because I'm like, bro, like y'all don't understand. A matter of 2 minutes, 1 minute is a long time to be waiting on somebody that's standing in front of you to say something. This man stood up there and looked at three pictures for at least 4 minutes. And we all just sitting there looking at his back, the back of his head, waiting for him to turn around so we can figure out who is this. Anyway, so our front yard,
And quiet in the back yelling, "That's my daddy."
yeah, yeah, on the video. Uh, so we had a water main break in our front yard, man, and it escalated very quickly. Like I left the house at like 4:40. Like first off,
No, really back. We get home Sunday. Everything's fine.
yeah,
Monday morning, I go outside. I see I guess it's like the overflow cap of the fire hydrant. I see it's bubbling a little bit. You know how when you boil a big pot of water and you like this water's about to splatter. It was bubbling like that. I called the water company and I'm like, "Hey, uh I got a little gurgle in my front yard. It's bubbling over. I need y'all to come out." The lady kept asking me questions that didn't make sense. In
hmm
hindsight, I now understand because she asked me, was it oval shaped? And I think she was talking about the one that's our direct line to
hmm
our house. And I was like, no, it's circular
hmm
and it's by the fire hydrant. And that just wasn't clicking to her.
yeah,
So she sent out somebody. That man came, stood at the end of our driveway, hands on his hips, as if to say, no, this ain't in my job description. And he left.
yeah.
And we didn't see anybody else on Monday.
So Tuesday, I wake up and it's flowing down to my neighbor's yard, and I'm like, okay, well, this is it's not going in my yard, but I'm gonna call the people and tell them, hey, y'all need to come out here and fix this because this looks bad.
Thank
Not
you.
even five
I wanted to
minutes
make sure we
later.
had it to talk
Oh,
about it.
okay.
Thank you.
Not even 5 minutes after I left, because I looked on the ring camera, and this thing just the floodgates opened. You hear me? Like this thing just opened up and it was going down our driveway, going in the neighbor's backyard. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was even water and mud. Granted, it didn't go deep, but it started flowing into our garage.
Yeah, so we called the people. They finally came out like 8 o'clock. This was
It's
like,
like they waited until the sun came
yeah,
out.
which makes it makes sense that they did that. But um, when you're looking at something at your house, you like, man, y'all got to get this fixed now.
I know we called. I'm not sure if our neighbor 2 doors down called, but she definitely came and knocked on our front door and was like, "Y'all got water
Right.
at 5 a.m."
I just laughed at her, man. She's so sweet.
What's funny though? Oh, she's the absolute sweetest. What's funny though is that she didn't just walk over here. She drove.
She did.
And she literally lives 2 doors down. Yes, that's what she brought. Yes. um,
Okay.
so she drove down and she was like, come outside. Tommy was like, I saw it.
Hmm.
But it had started like I rolled the ring camera footage back because we have a camera that aims directly down to our garage. And this I mean not garage, our driveway. And this was literally right beside the driveway.
Hmm.
So it seems like Tommy pulled off, and like 7 minutes later, it starts erupting.
Yeah.
It's just like constant flow of water. Just they get out here, they looking around like I don't know what to tell you.
They knew exactly what they needed to do. So, so yeah, needless to say, they cut up our driveway and we had a big hole. They replaced it and it took them literally all day. They didn't finish until 1 a.m.
It was closer to 2. It was like
Yeah,
1:40
yeah,
when the last vehicle pulled off.
right. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Glad y'all got it fixed. And then I was scared to drive in the driveway because they put the gravel at the end of it instead of and we don't know when somebody gonna come out here and pave it.
They told me it could take up to 30 days. I was like, ma'am, I just need a game plan for this.
Yeah,
But right
tell me
now
something.
we don't have a mailbox. It's well, let me not say we don't have a mailbox. We don't have a mailbox standing.
Yeah.
Our mailbox is laying in our front yard.
Our mailbox is chilling on his back.
Yeah. Our mailbox is laying on this front yard because they dug out the mailbox. The ending of our driveway is
Our mailbox
gone.
is laying down like Teddy P was on his album. No, that was Smokey Robinson.
I don't
Just
know what
laying
album you're
down.
talking
Why
about.
did all the R&B singers lay down on their side with their leg up on all their albums? Even Luther got into it, didn't
It
he?
was like, I'm gonna give it to you.
This the move right here.
Mhm.
No, but needless to say, man, that was an experience to see. It was like, whoa. Glad the water didn't go and ruin like inside the houses. Like
I'm
nobody.
also glad that my garden is on the opposite
Oh man,
side of
yeah.
our yard.
Oh man, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From what we understand, it's all on them.
Yeah.
It's just been an interesting time. And the cruise, so starting off, Quad, when he saw that there was water everywhere and he saw the excavator pull up, he went and he grabbed his excavator and his bulldozer and he stood in the window showing it to the guys as
Yeah.
if he was like, I'm here if y'all need it.
Tag me in.
And
12 man here.
and that just delighted them. Like me and him left to go run an errand, and he brought his excavator with him, and he was like, "Y'all see?" The guy was like, "You want to get on, big dog?" He was like, "No," but he was back. He was definitely telling them, "Hey, I know,
Right.
I know how to run an excavator.
Yeah.
I
I
got
I
this."
got this part.
But I honestly believe that the way that that water was rushing, if our garden was over there, them beds would have just slid on
Oh
down.
yeah, the whole thing would have been ruined, man. Luckily it was on the other side.
Mhm.
You know,
The entire back of our yard, as well as our neighbor's backyard, are just mud now.
yeah, I have no clue what to do, but eventually I'm gonna go out there and figure it out.
Mhm.
But
Just haven't had an opportunity.
yeah. Um, what else happened this week?
But yeah, we're still we think we're gonna have a mailbox up before the weekend's over with. That's what they told me, but there was no concrete plans in anything.
Yeah,
And also we don't have a concrete plan on the driveway.
yeah,
And and our neighbor has a power line laying in her front
yeah,
yard.
yeah. That too.
And she called to find out about that. They thought it was an immediate, like, oh, it's a down line. They sent Georgia Power. Georgia Power came out, looked at it, and was like, it's all right. And they left. And I was like, are
Does
you
somebody not
serious?
have power? I wonder is anything not working in her house?
I don't think she has internet right now.
Really?
Because we were texting about that. She said she had to call Xfinity. I was like, I don't have them, so I don't know.
Yeah. Um. Random question for you: 100 men versus a gorilla. Who wins?
The gorilla?
Same thing I said. We had to like. It's funny that
Oh, I didn't even ask my question.
we get to it. One of the like that was one of the random conversations we had at work. Like it was like 10 people in this conversation, and three of them was like 100 men to win. I was like, the only
Do they
way.
have weapons?
No, so it's bare hands.
No.
It's 100 men versus one gorilla. I'm like, have you ever thought about the strength of a gorilla? Like they are very, very stronger than men.
And we don't know if all these men are
So
any type of
so
strong.
the funny part about it was I was like, the gorilla would probably knock out 5 to 10 men at a time. Right, like out the way.
Have they never been to the zoo?
I don't think so. I don't know. But I see gorillas. I step back. I don't even want to be close to them.
I've never attempted to be close to them.
Right.
Closest I've been is at the zoo.
Right. And even when at the zoo, I was looking at people. Look at the gorilla. So, but man, like it's so funny because it's one of those weird conversations that I'm intrigued by the question, you know. And so of course I asked Copilot, the AI,
Mhm.
and we came up with the same conclusion that the only way 100 men could win, and I mean I want to say kill the gorilla or
I mean, that's the goal.
unalive the gorilla, right?
Hmm.
Is if they outsmarted the gorilla. And I don't know a plan like the 100. You have to get 100 men to say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do."
And in the time that it takes 100 people, period, to
How
agree on one thing,
right,
their gorilla's gonna have knocked out at least 40 of
right.
y'all.
And I'm trying, and I'm like, if you even have time to come up with a plan, like what happens when you get punched in the mouth? Because everybody got a plan. Mike Tyson said this. Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Mm.
So what happens when that happens?
Keith.
So it's like, man, you're looking at that situation and it's like, man, it's a way for it to happen,
Hmm.
but is the 100 men? Uh, can you get 100 men? Not even 100. Can you get enough men to outsmart the gorilla? Do it fast enough because like gorillas aren't dumb.
Hmm.
They're brutes, but after a while they're gonna figure out some stuff. Okay, let's do this then. Knowing that they're stronger than you, much stronger than you. I was just like, man, there's no way. I wouldn't even like don't include me in none of this foolishness. Somebody said if it was 100 Bruce Lees, there's a better chance.
The fact that folks are out here plotting against gorillas who are minding their own business is wild.
Man.
Exactly. Man, I'm only planning on seeing a gorilla the next time I go to the zoo. If I see
Look,
it outside of the zoo, I have a problem.
yeah,
Take me to shelter because I'm
right,
not playing with a gorilla.
right. Why would I?
I don't have nothing to do with
I'm
this.
pretty sure they got tranquilizers though.
Yeah, but we didn't say
All
100 men with resources.
all that don't hurt the animals. It goes out the window and one trying to hurt you. Man, I seen a video. Somebody was in a safari. I don't know if it was a recent video or not. Somebody was in a safari
Mhm.
and they was on one of them little on those buses that didn't have
Why you?
windows. Because that's how I pictured the bus doing, like this. When they was on one of them buses that didn't have windows or doors,
uh,
and a lion
mhm.
just jumps in the bus like crowd surfing. And they just sitting up there petting it, and I'm sitting up there, my heart beating fast. Like I just know Simba is about to explode
It
and
was a
go.
baby lion.
No, it was a regular, it was
It
grown
was an
Simba.
adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a girl because it didn't have the big mane.
It was Mufasa
Yeah.
or Nala.
Nala, yeah.
Adult Nala.
Adult Nala. Nala with a kid. You know what I'm saying? Mama Nala. So
What's her no? Sarabi. That was her name.
that's
That's Simba's mama's
yeah.
name. I was
Nah.
really thinking over here, like, who was the adult mama?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know they had a name. I'm gonna
So
watch the Lion King.
you need to watch Mufasa.
Did you watch
That
it?
was a really good movie.
Did you
I
watch it with the
watched it with you
children?
in the room. And then I left because everybody started talking. Anyway, or making noise because I don't be knowing what quiet say 75%. 25% of the
But
time.
have you noticed his sentences are like
They're getting better.
when he want to talk to you, he
Yeah,
gets
he
it
talked
out.
to you. But no, like they just sitting there petting the lion, and I'm thinking to myself, man, at any moment, this lion can just go crazy.
I had a training years ago. Like this was I think back when I was pregnant with Lily. For
Passed out. I'd have been, oh my God.
a river cruise company. And she was talking about these river cruises and I was like, "Oh God, I really want to go on this one." It's one in Africa. And what they do is they cruise for a few days. They stop, they stay in a hotel, I believe in Tanzania, and for like 2 days and then they go back to the boat, but all your
Mhm.
accommodations are covered
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
price of it. And they were like they go on a safari and she was telling me about the safari and I was like, "Girl, girl, mm-mm, we're
Mhm.
not there." Because she was like, "You first off, when she quoted me a price of like 14,000, and I haven't gotten to Africa yet.
Yeah.
All this is just the boat and hotel
Right.
portion, and this is the cheapest one."
Yeah.
I was like, "Ma'am, I don't know what you think I do socioeconomically, but
This ain't it.
and she was like, "Yeah, we got one coming up at the end of the year." The fact that you think I got 14 grand to drop by the end of the year tells me that you're smoking drugs,
No,
good
you know
drugs.
what it tells me?
What?
Somebody out here is got it, and we need to step our game up.
Well, the thing is that she's going on the company's dime,
Yeah.
which they ended up firing her, but that's another story for another day. She was going on the company's dime, so of course she's looking at it a different way. But I also realize that people look at money differently in things that they do on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I sold jewelry and somebody came in and said they wanted to buy $1,000 ring, you'd be like, $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody asks you to go spend $1,000 on just a random piece of jewelry, not like an engagement ring or anything like that,
Yeah.
you be looking at them like, I ain't got that.
Yeah.
So I
That's
get it.
fun.
Um, I don't remember where I was going with that.
I don't know. You was going
It was
somewhere.
about the safari.
I was gonna let you have
But
it.
I was looking at like videos and stuff that they had from the safari.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, I would pass out being that close to a rhinoceros, a zebra, or anything else. Although I really, really want to do that drive-through safari.
I was just about to say I don't want to do that.
They have one in like Alamo, Tennessee, and they got one some small town, Georgia.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't understand why y'all are doing this in y'all personal vehicles.
Yeah, I definitely would have to take somebody else's car.
Well, they have vehicles that they will take you in.
Oh yeah.
But I'm trying. Why would you have these animals coming up to your car, like your personal
I wouldn't.
vehicle, like that? Don't sit well with
I
me.
wouldn't, man. Um,
And I don't trust my kids enough to try to feed these animals, even out of them cups.
nope.
The boy not gonna do it at all.
No, he more so like me, scared of everything.
He wouldn't touch the stingray.
Me neither.
And Lily,
Lily like
I
man,
was like 2 fingers, Lily. She was like,
man. Lily touches everything. What's up?
we talking about when you touched the stingray at the aquarium. You remember that? That's what we're talking about.
He getting tall too, man.
Yeah, you stuck your hand in and you rubbed it, remember? Okay. I know
Um,
he didn't sting you.
um. Speaking of touching stuff, um, we said this doesn't have anything to do with anything.
With touching stuff.
Yeah. So yesterday, it's funny that your question. I'm gonna get to your question now,
Oh, okay. It's fine.
but it's funny because we was talking about like '90s shows, and I was like, Martin is top. No, Martin is like top three '90s sitcom in my book,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, like
I don't know what's going
I
on
don't
here.
either. I don't know what they're doing. They
Things just got really strange.
yeah, it's like oh, love you, but like so I was talking about Martin yesterday,
Stuck a nose in my ear.
so I thought of your question. What's your favorite black coat classic or rom com? And
I realized I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about like rom coms, and they were only talking about ones that didn't feature black
thank you,
people.
appreciate it.
And I was like, I've never seen any of these movies. And then I started thinking through like my favorite, like feel good. This brings me
Mhm.
back to a happy place. Black romantic comedies.
Yeah,
The
go put it
Wood
back up on there.
immediately comes to mind. Love Jones wasn't a rom com. It was definitely a romantic movie though, and that's one of my other favorites.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. But I like
Cause all
it's
you like is action
yeah,
movies.
I like a bunch of action movies. Life is a comedy. That's a
It wasn't a rom com though.
it wasn't a rom com. You can make it a rom com though.
How can you make it a rom com?
Because the they didn't like each other at first, but then they became lifelong friends.
They had no choice. They was in jail for life.
Life? What do you mean life? How much would it be to make those empires and white only pies into empire? Oh, matter of fact, saying white only, uh, the school,
In Rockdale County.
yeah, put the signs of white only. Thanks, Quad. I haven't seen Sinners, but put them signs of white only and black only up. I think it was an elementary school, and it was like a unsanctioned history lesson.
Hmm.
I was like, I get where you're going,
It
and
was at Honey Creek Elementary
and
School.
I see what you're trying to do, but let's have a little bit more class when you do it.
So the lesson was supposed to be focused on Ruby Bridges,
Mm-hmm.
desegregating schools in the 60s. And
Man,
they
that
had
thing got dark.
for whites only and for colors only
Yeah,
as part of the lesson in different parts of everything, like in parts of the school.
yeah,
And I'll just say there are so many other ways that you can convey history
yeah,
to children other
mm-hmm.
than having them reenacted and repeated.
Yeah,
Um, it just doesn't make sense to me why that's the route that you have to take to essentially traumatize
mm-hmm.
kids. And we don't really know if it's going to traumatize them or not. Like,
Right.
but I felt like you can see a picture without being placed in it.
Well, I just think when I saw it and I understood that this was
How about it was in Rockdale County, Georgia, which is the only city that I know of in Rockdale County is Conyers. Um,
yeah,
it's kind of metro Atlanta.
yeah. But the only thing that I was thinking about when I saw it was why they, while good lesson, you know what I'm saying, solid because I think people trying to, I don't know what it's called. It's called something, but taking it out of schools, not teaching.
Critical race theory.
Yeah, not teaching people about the history of Black people,
Hmm.
which is American history, or whitewashing history
Whoa.
to where it seems like the bad things that happened didn't really happen.
Like slavery was a choice.
Yeah, like that's so stupid to me. So I get you trying to teach a lesson, but I think it's a maturity thing too.
Hmm.
I don't think that lesson is or that way is good for children. Maybe middle school students or high school students, but not elementary school students. I think there's a way that you should teach them about the American history,
Hmm.
which included the real history of what happened with black people in America.
Hmm.
Um and that way they grow up with knowing, okay, this was bad, this wasn't a good move, but these were good moves, and X, Y, and Z. Um, but when I saw it, I was like, man, this lady is finna get fired for trying to, in her mind, doing something right.
She
But
was gonna move to the next county over and continue to teach.
I think it was a solid, you know, kudos for her for wanting to teach something.
Hmm.
Um, but just your approaching things
Hmm.
is was wrong. Talking about somebody's approach in things, Shannon Sharp and the curious case of a young giant.
That was the easiest way I could explain it when I wrote it down.
Shannon Sharp. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I don't know if it happened last weekend or weekend before. But Shannon Sharp is being sued for $50 million for um
I'm waiting
alleg-
on that. He was about to buy NBC.
right. He was just about to turn the corner for essay um allegations, and they got him on tape, they got him on film of and the girl said it wasn't consensual, but Shannon says it was consensual. Supposedly they was in some type of relationship for about
They said
um
that they were together for 2 years, and he was cheating on her with Michelle.
yeah, whoever Michelle was.
Michelle was the mistaken
Yeah, I know who she was, but whoever she was to him. Um the
his
kids kid.
concubine.
Right. So won't y'all sit down somewhere? Won't y'all just stay put? He
Why don't
want
y'all go upstairs?
You don't want to sit with your brother. Okay.
They had a similar fight in the hotel.
Yeah, they did. So man, it's crazy with Shannon Sharp. He got it, he stepped away from ESPN. Um and everything's an
He didn't
allegation.
step away from ESPN. They told
I
him.
mean, like in the case of him and the public, he got on, said, "Hey, I'm gonna step away from ESPN." I first off, I don't think Shannon should have took the advice of Monique and Cat Williams by saying that he need to find him an old biddy and leave it at that.
Monique said you need to find somebody that'll make you feel good about yourself. And I think that that's all that these 19 all the 19-year-old was doing for him was his I still got
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, true,
it.
Uncle Ruckus. He had him a young giant and then got in trouble with him.
Did you listen to any of the recording though?
I listened to some of it. You obviously
The
know
conversation felt awkward.
the conversation felt like she was trying to set him up
Hey,
for something.
hey,
Y'all
I'm
go to
sorry.
your room, man.
Go ahead.
You want to watch Blaze?
Go ahead.
You find something to do, man. Until we finish. But yeah, the whole conversation, even in the text messages, what she said, I don't want you, I don't want to be choked. And he just walking right into it, man. I'm like,
Like I choke you if I want to.
right.
Girl,
It's like, bro, come on, man.
gone on somewhere.
Come on, man. So it's you looking at it and you see an old man falling for simple tricks. Simple things that sounds like she basically was repeating what he said,
Mhm.
and it sounds like she was wearing a wire.
Mhm.
Like all these shows I don't watch about people wearing a wire, and he just walks right into it. I'm gonna start like assuming people wearing a wire.
It for me, it just felt really, really awkward. Like just the exchanges between the two of them just felt really, really awkward. Like you said, it sounds like he said something and then she repeats it. And it's like, why are y'all saying this to each other? And furthermore, why did you get this 19-year-old child?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like
he was with her from like she was 19 to 21.
yeah, however old she is, now.
Mm-hmm.
But like and he's a very private person when it comes to certain relationships and stuff like that. So I know for him, he's pretty much he probably going through it. But I mean, like, come on, man. You have to get to a point to where you realize what's going on and you trying to find somebody happy, but a 19-year-old child, because at that point you grown, but you still a child in the mind.
I agree with you, High Vibe, or agree with that person. She said another content creator made a good point. He's self sabotaging his success because ain't no way an older person should be risking everything for a trick.
Mm-mm.
It's one of those things though that it feels like
Happy
he
Saturday,
placed,
Paula.
or I say like a lot of people with money place all of their value in having money,
Mm-hmm.
and so you know that that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's I have money, I can get whomever I want, and I'm gonna get this little 19-year-old girl because she gonna do whatever I want her to do.
Yeah.
That's why the obvious approach isn't to find a woman in her 50s. Because like I know that Tracy Ellis Ross was trending recently for saying that she dates younger men now. I don't think she dating dudes that's 19. But I think she's like, I'm in my 50s, they in they late 30s, early 40s, younger. I'm not sure. That's just how I feel that it's happening.
Yeah.
But I think that Shannon wouldn't get with a woman like Tracy, who could be seen as his equal,
Definitely.
because Tracy has her life set up a certain way. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just using her for a specific example. Her life is set up a certain way, and she's got people around her that are doing what she wants them to do, just like he has people around him that are doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And neither one of them would be able to surrender the control
Right.
or be the I'm gonna drop everything to do what you want me to do.
Mm-hmm. I think at some point you have to just be comfortable with where you are, like in your relationship with people,
Hmm.
and you have to. I mean, it's always. I think it's always better to grow with somebody, but I like in older age, I would think that
And
if
like
you're
if you alone in your 50s, ain't no growing.
right, it's
Like
a.
not in that sense.
I think it's a sense of you want some type of companionship,
Hmm.
but do you like what are you looking for? Because
What are you willing to sacrifice
right,
to get it?
because you think about his situation, him being 55, 56 years old with this 19-year-old, well 54 with this 19-year-old. Um what is it that you're truly looking for in that 19? And that's a control feature
Hmm.
because he's coming with the situation. I got the money because she ain't got nothing. She's
She
19.
19.
She
Unless
had
she had a rich parent and inherited things
yeah,
in like death or something,
yeah.
she ain't got nothing. Not in comparison to
Like that's
him.
what I'm saying. In comparison to him, she ain't got it.
Hmm.
But she's 19. She's she does the OnlyFans. So I don't know what she does on there, but or how successful she is. Um, so it's like you got all of this. You 19. Shannon Sharp is this multimillionaire, Hall of Fame, tight end, content creator, all of this stuff, and then here it is. I'm gonna set him up for 50 million. That's a come up for you.
Hmm.
one thing, but then that's a misstep or misguided step with Shannon. So that's the hard part in looking at it, because you're seeing all these steps that you should be more careful with your money, and who you spend it with and who you spend your time with and stuff like that. What is wrong with you? I don't you see me doing something? What do you do?
She mad at him for some reason.
What did he do? All right, well, go ahead.
I'll turn it on.
Okay, what's up? Go ahead. You want to watch something in your room? Here, man. I'm sorry, guys. Like, she was sitting over here just breathing all in my ear, and I'm sitting up here like trying to get my thoughts, and she just blowing them out my ear. I'm like, good grief, man. We gonna have to start going live at 6 a.m. so they they be sleep.
You think they
Goodness,
still be? They still gonna wake up?
we like, man, they don't wake up until we start. Anyway, um,
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I was reading something. Oh,
yeah.
high vibes. He should absolutely be attracted to women as his equals across the board. There are plenty out there. There are.
But it's a controlling feature, man. Like once you get to, I would think, right, because me and my lady, we share everything. Like, we're on the same playing field. Um, but I would think that it's a controlling feature for that much of an age gap, and then also that much of a what you call it, a pay gap as well, or
Mhm.
wealth gap. Um, as a come up for her, and for him, it's I can tell her to do whatever. That's why he spoke so freely about choking her. It's a thing that I can do because I'm the one that controls the pocketbook.
I mean, and she been choked by
Yeah.
him.
And it's a thing. He was like, this is consensual. So, obviously we know that they have done this thing together
It
before.
reminds me of that guy that lost his life with the OnlyFans girl and the Saran wrap.
I'm
Um,
sorry, that was dumb, I think.
no, I'm saying like it's a thing. Like this is your, for lack of better words, kink.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here. Figure out something here.
The race play is troubling to say the least. It absolutely is, especially
Here.
knowing the types of issues that have happened in like small town Georgia, which is where he's from. It's like you probably didn't think it was cute and fun back then, but now you got a little money. You like, all right, let me see what's happening. It's weird. Um, did I miss anything? Tommy's children are very distracting today.
Let me see it, man.
Um, Sharon said it's about power and control. And then Miss Tillman said Tracy meant 30s younger, not late teens. Shannon is a fool. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I think that if you're the thing with having the money and chasing, as I call them, the young joints, is you could do the same thing for somebody that has had some money. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
mean as much as Shannon, but is willing to grow it with you
Yeah.
than for somebody that just wants you to spend money on
Well, that's the thing. At that point, nobody needs to grow it with him.
them.
Like, how do you like? What's the question? How do you give? What do you give a man that has everything? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's time.
Hmm.
It's the only thing that's more valuable than anything on this world.
But
And
I
it's,
also think that there's a woman out there that could have. Shannon was up for what, $100 million contract.
yeah.
There's someone that could have taken that $100 million contract and spent that off into several other deals if he had just been with the right person. Y'all know I say this about everybody, but Shannon needs therapy. Shannon needs a lot of things. Before I found out about this, I said Shannon needed some journalism training. Um, now I agree the therapy part too.
What?
She said Shannon needs therapy.
I think so. I think so. Just because it's, I think everybody needs therapy.
Mhm.
Um,
That was one of the things me and the nutritionist were talking about
yeah.
yesterday.
But yeah, man, it's hard to see because you look at. Go ahead, this plan. It's hard to see because you look at Shannon Sharp, and for me, Shannon Sharp is a legend from the sport. Like I'm interested in Shannon Sharp and what he has to say because of him playing football, which I love to watch.
Mhm.
I like to see him play that, but then to see him pivot and go into media the way he is, it's like, oh, that's amazing.
Mhm.
He's like we're seeing the ones that we watch come into those broadcasting roles and those the second part of their careers
Mhm.
or their professional careers. And we've seen Shannon stumble in a lot of things.
His speech.
His speech, him like talking crazy to Ocho
Mhm.
because he wants to be this professional in the thing, which I get. But then when it comes to women or you know relationships, it's like, bro, you are really dropping the ball.
What is this girl's name?
I
I'm
have
trying to
no clue.
find that because I wanted to look at her
And
picture.
what did he say is called? They're setting them up, or it's a money
It's a
grab.
shakedown.
It's a shakedown. Well, I mean, like you gave him all the
Gabriella Zunga. Okay.
you gave them
Zuniga.
all the ammunition to shake you down,
Zuniga?
and he was gonna settle for 10.
Mhm.
But I forgot why that didn't go through. But it's like, bro, you giving them everything you need to give them.
Mhm.
Hush. That's what I man. Every time he say something, I want to be like, hush,
Shut
boy.
shut up.
Like goodness, man.
Like I'm looking at her pictures and very average face woman.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't even.
feel sorry though. There's a medical doctor
Yeah.
with the exact same name as her.
Oh yeah. Oh dang.
And I'd be like, how I get in it? Do you think his career is over or
Oh
will in
no,
time?
definitely no. We won't. His career is not over. He's able to move on.
I think that if Chris Brown can have a career, if uh Ocho Cinco can have a career, what's my boy's not? It ain't my boy. The guy who beat his girlfriend and then married her.
Oh,
Ray.
Ray Rice.
Was his name Ray?
Yeah, Ray
Ra-
Rice.
Ray Rice. He continued to play.
He didn't play much
He didn't
longer
play much longer, but he
after that.
continued to play. The one releasing the phone calls is a Jane Doe.
Uh, so
Okay.
it's two different cases.
Yeah, I knew it was two different
Oh,
cases.
I thought it was all one case.
I thought this girl was the OnlyFans girl. So the OnlyFans girl is the Jane Doe.
Oh, I have no clue.
Or is the Gabrielle girl the
That's
OnlyFans
I
girl?
thought the Gabby girl was the only fans and the only girl, but it's apparently it's two. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that. Learn something new. I just feel bad for Shannon because it's like it's stuff that you would think that you would know.
Uh-huh.
Certain things you wouldn't do. Certain things that he I know he felt comfortable with her to say certain things like that. He was this private and stuff like that. But you got to realize, man, you are a public figure.
Yeah.
Everything is up for grabs.
Okay, so the Gabby girl is the OnlyFans girl. So there is another girl as
Oh,
well. I
I
know
didn't
there
know.
were two lawsuits, but Gabby is the OnlyFans girl according to this. And
Ex asphalt. Hmm. Yep, that's true. He did
do
do
you
this
know
too.
what X asphalt is?
No, I don't.
Essay.
Oh, oh, good
I
one,
knew
V.
when you said X asphalt, you was like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, I sure was. It was like I
Um,
don't know what that is, but okay.
the fact that Shannon has a podcast with Ocho told me everything I need to know about Shannon Birds of a Feather. I definitely think that Ocho Cinco has had he's been given a lot of grace
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of chances. Because there's always going to be women that are chasing a bag, and there's always going to be men that are flaunting a bag. Because y'all can't make me believe that that's not the reason that Sherelle got with him. It was a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
She got with him, had a baby, and then realized she couldn't stop him from cheating on her. So now she's like, she's in her random, I just guess I gotta accept it
Mm-hmm.
phase. It's either accepted or not. But it is what it is. But she's using that to catapult herself because she got that show on Netflix. I think it was like Selling Tampa. And she spent a lot of time back and forth talking about, being with Ocho Cinco.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, she signed a production deal with Shannon to get the is it Wags that's her show?
Oh, I don't
I've
know.
not watched the
I
show.
don't. I don't know much of anything about her.
I stopped watching. I started watching the Selling Tampa
Mm-hmm.
because I like real estate shows,
Yeah.
especially like high dollar homes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have one, and I think that I like homes in general. Like it don't
Yeah.
have to be a big luxurious house, but I like homes. When I started watching the show and I saw that we weren't talking about the houses as much, we were talking about her personal relationship with him. I was out after that because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't care about who you're sleeping with. I want to see the houses.
Yeah.
And so I have seen a few interviews with her here and there for this new show that she has, but nothing about her seems authentic to me. So that's why I can't get into watching things with her.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that everything that he has gone through in the media, Chad is who I'm talking about. And then seeing everything that's going on with Shannon, it's like, was his life not enough of a cautionary tale? I guess not, because nobody's talking about
Yeah.
his abuse allegations.
The thing about it is he got through it.
Yeah, and we don't talk about cheating as like a big thing. And I say that because why you stay with him when he
But
cheated?
the difference, right?
Yeah.
The difference between our view of cheating, common folk,
Mhm.
just a regular average Joe out here,
Mhm.
and entertainer, sports. It's the power that or the value that money has.
Mhm. I saw a clip because I didn't watch the whole interview or any of the interview for that matter. Carrie Hilson was on what is Cam Newton's thing called? Funky Fridays.
Stop.
She was on there and she was talking about dating athletes. She said she had dated two and that was it for her. But she was like, she feels like everybody around athletes stunt their growth.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, we let you not be a good brother or sibling. We let you not be a good mate. We let you not be a good anything because we want to be able to let you do everything to hone your craft
Mm-hmm.
and to go out there and make the money,
Right.
because that's what we're placing our value in, is the fact that you can make the money. And she's like, I can't deal with another person whose growth has been stunted this way, because I can make money. I don't need yours.
Right.
And you need to be able to grow as a person.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a lot of it. That's why men with money lead with their money,
Mm-hmm.
because they have been stunted and they don't have to have the conversations and do the work about the things with their shortcomings,
Yeah.
like the things that they need to work on.
It's a thing that, like, personally I will like battle with all the time. It's your value is going to be put in a place. What's the most valuable thing to you?
Mm-hmm.
And then so it's like, okay, you take the most valuable thing to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna spend time with that. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that with it. You're gonna hone that craft.
Mm-hmm.
But then here it is, everything else when it comes to life, your family, relationships with people, just hobbies, everything like that. And you're like, well, it's only 24 hours in a day. 8 of those hours I need to be sleep or going to sleep,
Mhm.
you know. So now I have 16 hours to get whatever it is I need to get done in that time span.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's on to the next 24.
Mhm.
And so there's no balance in all of that.
Mhm.
You can be, what is it called? You can be a jack of all trades and a master of none,
Mhm.
or a master of one.
Mhm.
And both are good and bad.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the balance there. There's no true balance with anything.
Yeah.
And so with knowing that, and with people that, and I want to say, I don't want to just include actors,
Mhm.
because not actors, but
Athletes.
athletes, because it's an entertainment thing. It's a dollar amount thing.
Mhm.
Because if I can give you, if I can say, hey, I got $1 million,
Mhm.
and you don't, I can get you to do more things for me.
It's kind of like how people somebody was talking about this surrounding the show Married to Medicine. When people go in and make sure that you know that they are a doctor, they're leading with it because they want you to give them the respect because
Yeah.
they are a doctor, not because they deserve the respect for
Right.
being a human being.
Right.
And it's like, why do these people are seeking out the respect and the control because they are the high earner?
Yeah.
And that's all it boils
Right,
down to.
right. And it's like I live by the whole simple, I'm gonna treat you exactly how I want you to treat me.
Mhm.
I want to laugh with you. If we gotta cry, we'll cry together.
Mhm.
But I want to have a good time,
Mhm.
because on this plane, I only have a certain amount of time.
Mhm.
And I want to spend most of my time laughing and enjoying it,
Mhm.
versus having to go through and fight mentally
Mhm.
over situations. So it's like, man, when you see these high earners and people placing value on their money, you seeing a problem,
Mhm.
because the value should be in the human being. This human being is valuable to me because,
Mhm.
and money should not be. Money is only a tool.
Yeah.
You know, um, it was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, Shador Sanders. Speaking of tools, the NFL used Shador as a tool over the weekend for people to watch their NFL draft. I didn't think about it when it was happening, but I was tuned in. Shador Sanders, probably number two, one or two quarterback coming out of college. It was four teams that needed a quarterback this year.
And all of them said, yeah.
Only one of them got him,
But I'm saying all of them said, yeah.
but this man, he should have been drafted in the first round, because all four of these teams that needed a quarterback um chose in the first round.
Mhm.
Um he was drafted number 144 in the fifth round,
And you said it's 6 rounds?
in the 7 rounds.
7 rounds. I don't be knowing.
It's 257 picks,
I don't be knowing.
and he was 144. Should have been top 10
You
for
said
sure.
257.
So this man got picked at 144 on day 3 of the draft. Nobody watches day 3 of the draft. You barely watch day 2. You're gonna watch day 1, maybe the first 10 picks, but then that's it after that.
Mhm.
But it worked because why is Shador not picked?
Mhm.
What's going on? Then you hear all these stories about his interviews, his intake, and how he went to certain places, was like, y'all ain't gonna pick me.
Mhm.
You know, why am I doing this interview? This is wasting my time, your time, because I know you're not gonna pick me.
Mhm.
Let me, whatever that. I don't know how his interview went.
Mhm.
He didn't do the draft day, uh, the combine. He had a pro day at Colorado. Um, he just knew, I'm in the NFL.
Mhm.
Gotta be right.
Mhm.
Fine. It's fine to think that way. It's fine to do what you want to do. We look at the tape. Yeah, you should be in the NFL.
Yeah.
At least to see you fail at minimum, because coming out of college, you were one of the best quarterbacks. You also were one of the more popular quarterbacks too,
Mhm.
because with you there comes a media team. We're gonna see you. We're gonna talk about you, but you won.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't think it was deserving of your uniform to be retired, but that's a different story. But you turned the program around with your dad,
Mhm.
but you turned the program around, made it to a bowl game, the most losingest team in the college football,
Mhm.
and you didn't have a line.
Mhm.
Let's see what you can do with the line.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do in the NFL.
Well, I
So
made that face was because I looked up the prank call
yeah.
to
Oh
him, and
yeah, he's getting like I think it's like he lost around $30 million from being picked in the fifth round, but he's gonna get it back from endorsements. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, I was just looking at the fine. So they fined the Falcons 250,000, and then the actual coach himself,
Son did it.
whose
Oh,
son did 100,000.
so during the draft, a prank call was called to him, and they filmed it.
Mhm.
Prank call was called to him. Apparently, the Falcons, I don't know, one of the coach's sons
I don't know
called to
what
prank
coach, like
call
what he
Shador.
coaches. The
I was
defensive coordinator.
yeah, I was like, this was so stupid. Why would you do this? And it was a dumb prank call, and so they got fined 100K, and the Falcons, the team, got fined 250K.
250.
You talking about a whooping that grown 21-year-old would get? I'd be like, bro,
Every time you ask me for something, I would be like, "You still owe me."
right,
I would be
100,000.
deducting.
You still owe me a hundred
Figure it
thousand,
out with
man.
interest.
Man, I just want to hear that conversation.
Oh, you know he
Oh, I
he
want to
busted
hear
a
that,
blood vessel.
man, because it was uncalled for. It was terrible.
Do we get to see how much his contract was?
Who should do it?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got a contract yet.
Mm.
He just got picked. But we know, like, him being a fifth rounder, he gonna get the same contract fifth round people get.
Who played for the Browns? Monterio.
Hmm.
I was like, I know somebody that
Yeah.
played for the Browns. Monterio.
But yeah, he got picked by the Browns. The Browns also picked up another quarterback that played for Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
and so now they got a battle. Like he got to go.
Who's better?
Yeah. So I don't know what happened with that, but if it's another thing too with the NFL owners.
Mm-hmm. It says that as a fifth rounder, he'll bring in roughly 4.6 million over 4 years, which is little over a million a year. I wonder what he was getting off of the NIL deals.
Probably more than that.
This is what about to say is going pro the big, well, I know it's not
Well,
at this point. Going pro is not the big come up
yeah,
for you that it used to be,
yeah,
because kids are making money in college
yeah,
now.
right. And that's the same thing I was thinking too. However, I'm gonna watch him because I've been watching him since he was in high school.
I
This
thought it was
boy,
before that.
nah, this boy won. I didn't watch uh, the reality show they had, but they was
Okay.
on there. But nah, he was playing football. I think overtime was the channel, but he was playing like high school football and they was recording it.
Mhm,
I watched it. He won four state championships, so he was on a good team.
mhm.
And you see the development, him as a person, him as a football player. To see him now, just like yeah, I got to see what he do.
Absolutely. If my kid was playing a sport, you do what the Sanders family is doing. You don't have the ability to play a sport, but you know how to work a camera. You're now our
Let's
cameraman.
do it. Like I mean, like all BS aside, like with our little setup, yeah, I let Lily help me with the lights, help me do this, help me do that. Because if she ever says I want to do it, the equipment's here.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I I haven't watched back the footage yet, but Lily recorded us working in the garden at her school. I know that footage is terrible, but I'm gonna see how much of it I can use.
because the thing is with I think in great parenting, your children have the thing that you're doing to fall back on.
Hmm.
You should be able to work with your children, and they take over whatever it is.
Look, speaking of, my Life with Artika video just came out. What does it say? In my opinion, this whole debacle was about Dion. What has this young man done to
And that's the
anybody?
thing I don't understand. What did Dion do?
I don't know. Dion has always had an arrogance about him. It's essentially I'm top two and I'm not number two.
Yeah. But I mean, like if that confidence, I call it confidence with
Mm-hmm.
Dion.
Well, I think that there's a fine line between confidence and
Oh,
arrogance.
for sure, for
And
sure.
I think that depending on how you feel about the person is where the line is
Yeah,
drawn, if you think it's arrogance or if you think it's confidence.
yeah,
And I don't know what the deal is about Shador, because I don't follow any of this stuff.
yeah,
Tommy was the one that was like, he didn't get picked. And then I started seeing people on Facebook talking about
yeah,
him not getting picked. They was like, it's being round two.
yeah.
Like, what's gonna
Like
happen?
because the simple thing is, the most interesting part about it, Shador was a top quarterback who now these NFL teams are skipping.
Mhm.
Why are they skipping him? And nobody's saying this is why we're not picking
And
him.
I think you said something about an interview, or maybe it wasn't
That's what
you.
the rumor was, is that he went into the interviews with certain teams that were saying, hey,
Mhm.
y'all not gonna pick me. I ain't finna do this interview.
That's a good point too. There's always been an exception for Dion, even though many other athletes have confidence conflicts. I think that there's like across the board in anything, people feel like they, if you rise to the top, they feel like they need to humble you for whatever reason. And it really happens a lot with black people.
Mm-hmm.
Black people want to humble other black people.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not saying that that's the case for this, because obviously the decision makers are not
yeah,
black across the board. But people want you to rise so high to say, we finally got one,
yeah.
but you can't get too high, because you think about how many people don't like Beyonce
Mm-hmm.
because she's Beyonce.
Well, you know what it is that people don't like dominance,
Mm-hmm.
because you think of Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
you think of Kobe Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
or in my case, Kobe Bryant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never said I didn't like Kobe Bryant. I'm a Celtics fan,
Mm-hmm.
and Celtics and the
It's the
Lakers,
rival.
right? It's the rival.
Mm-hmm.
So man, every time the Lakers play the Celtics, Celtics got to win in my book.
My team never had a rival.
Right. Kobe, in my book, number two greatest player to play pick up a basketball
Mm-hmm.
that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I wouldn't say that until he retired.
Mm-hmm.
All because, but I respect his game.
Mm-hmm.
I respect his mindset. I miss him like I knew him, because I was curious to see what happens. How does that career change?
Yeah.
What happens in the next thing that Kobe does?
We don't like arrogance even with excellence. Like that's true. It's one of those things where we want you to be great, but not so great that you're telling everybody
Not
about how
so
good you
we
are.
don't want you to win the race so far ahead of everybody.
It need to be humble.
Yeah, it needs, because some people hated on Usain Bolt.
Hmm. It's not Jamaica.
No, not Jamaica.
Jamaica. We went to Jamaica during that time frame, and it was like on our way to our resort, it was a Usain Bolt went to school there.
Yeah, right,
Like
right.
it was like they giving us a tour of Usain.
Yeah,
Like our ride into Ocho Rios, it was a let me give
right.
you a light tour of
But
Usain Bolt.
but that's the thing about these people. You want to see people do great, be great, but you don't want to see them be so great
Hmm.
or be so dominant. And it's just, it is what it is.
Hmm.
Like, some people are going to be more dominant than other folks.
Hmm.
It comes from a, I work on this.
The
I
Outliers book.
Right. They're complete outliers. And that's the thing I feel for Deion Sanders, because he's backing up what he's saying,
Hmm.
because he's putting in the work. Like, that's one thing I truly believe in. If you put in the work, the success comes.
Hmm.
You just have to put in the work.
Yeah.
And it's not, I work on this 1 hour a week or something. Like, you have to put it in.
Hmm.
And that goes back to the thing of, we only have 24 hours in the day,
Hmm.
and some things are gonna get missed.
Hmm.
So you got to overcompensate for other things, and I think that's what's happening, and he's behind his kids.
I appreciated Dion's peacock energy when I understood how the game worked. Too many crabs in a barrel. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the simple thing. But Shador going in the fifth round was basically a whooping
Hmm.
to him for no reason. He didn't do anything. He went out there and played football.
And then he got up there and he already is like Delta, fly.
Yeah. So I
Like he's going to have the come up regardless. And I don't it's one of those things where it's like you have to work twice as hard
hmm
for half.
yeah.
And I don't want to put that as a race thing for Shador because I don't think it's a race thing,
I don't yeah,
obviously.
I don't I think it's just a we hate Dion thing.
And I
And I don't
like
know why. I don't know why anybody could hate on a man that has backed up what they said.
mhm. But LeBron, LeBron gets a lot of unnecessary hate
Oh yeah.
because he calls himself the king.
No, he didn't. They
Well,
did.
they did. They called him King
They
James,
they called him King James and he marketed
and he's like, well,
it.
you know, cool.
King James. It is. That's what y'all want to call me. King James it is. Because I mean, like, you think about it, right? Let's look at LeBron James real quick. 22 years in the NBA,
Hmm.
40 years old, still top 10 player.
Hmm.
I've been saying this
When he
all week,
stopped playing,
which is soon.
he's not going to know what to do with himself
He
because
yes he
ball
is.
has been life.
Because he's gonna go into the production stuff because that's what we see him doing more podcasts.
No, we do
We see
see
him
that.
doing behind TV shows and
Hmm.
and more production stuff. So we know where he's gonna go. Makes a lot of sense. He's not gonna be an on-air thing. He's gonna be I'm gonna do these videos, which makes sense.
Yeah, I think that there might be some boredom with that though, because he's used to a spotlight.
Yeah, it might
Like
be.
I don't think that he craves the attention like a lot of people do, but it is really difficult for a lot of people to stop doing this and just like fall into the background.
Yeah, I that's one thing I wish I could have did was like been like a big time basketball player. I never could play basketball. I still can't. I suck. I can pass really good, or I used to.
I just I want to get my baby into baseball. That's what I want him to do
Yeah,
because he got an arm on
yeah. He gotta play something that he can throw
him. Hmm.
a ball.
Like I'm not even like
Cause
he
he
gotta go pro. I just want
no, I want him to go pro. If
I
you gonna
just
do it big then.
I just want him to
Ain't that
be
what who said that? Gorillas though? Nah, that wasn't Gorillas though.
I don't know.
Do it big then.
Mm,
Anyway.
all the girls I be steady now.
Yeah,
You got to be quiet like Jordan and not boisterous like Barkley, but that's
Jordan
silly.
was an
Play how
a
you play.
hole. They said.
That's what they said in his what was that last dance?
Yeah,
That's what it was called, right?
yeah. Scotty and Jordan are beefing at some point. But anyway, man, I say all this to say Shador never should have went in the fifth round.
Mm-hmm.
It's something behind the scenes, and I get it from the NFL standpoint. Hey, we have to pick you. It's not the other way around. Like, you can come with this is what you're gonna do, but we
That's
ultimately have to say
Nico.
if we're gonna spend this money or not. Yeah. Nico
Nico.
is a prime example of FAFO.
Mm-hmm.
But with all that being said, man, a lot of stuff happened and felt like we need to catch up with you guys. We finna get on out of here because the kids are screaming and
They got a lot of stuff to do today.
yeah, and
They
I don't
just don't
I
want to
don't
do
want to do
anything.
half of it. So uh
Yeah, Tommy's about to be surrounded by children,
yeah,
and
I'm
he is
like,
not ready.
man, I got so much stuff to do. But anyway, guys, be on the lookout for a lot of content. We didn't put out a lot last month just because obviously I was going through a thing, but I'm gonna try to get back to it. And yeah, you got anything? Artiga released a video. So after you watch this, go to her channel.
But let me post it in the
What's your
comments.
channel?
Life with Artika.
Life with Artika.
Oh
And
shoot.
check out her video she released while we were doing this. I don't know.
I posted it to come out at 9:45 because I didn't think we would be still on
Yeah,
here.
we had some
Oh
talking to do.
shoot.
But yeah, so check out Life with Artika if you didn't subscribe to her channel, go ahead and subscribe to her channel. And yeah, so that's what we got. We want to make sure you guys have a great weekend. We love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. And
Look,
we
hold
are,
on.
oh,
I'm
wait,
trying to
wait, wait.
post it. I just can't get to the channel. There it is. All right. All right.
Artika taking now. Look,
There we go.
I'm finna come out of this thing, boy.
I think it's in there. There you go.
Yeah, I'm finna come out of this thing. You still trying to find the video.
No, I had found it. I couldn't get back to this
Oh,
video.
oh, that's too funny, man. But anyway, we love you guys. Thank you guys, and we are out.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.